The lake margin is a dynamic zone, full of many niche habitats. These habitats attract their own respective residents. From drifting plankton on the water's surface to wading heron in the shallows, this narrow band provides some of the most biologically rich areas in the UK. It begins with phytoplankton, microscopic algae converting sunlight into biomass on the lake's surface. Within minutes, zooplankton such as Daphnia and copepods graze on this green soup. These in turn are eaten by tiny insect larvae like mayflies and midges. On the water's surface, pond skaters exploit surface tension. Their hydrophobic legs trap air, letting them skate effortlessly whilst they catch mosquito larvae and flies. At times, they will gather in loose groups, drawn together by the calm patches of water and their safety in numbers. Small fish, such as these minnows, dart around the shallows, feeding on the zooplankton. In dense shoals, their silvery bodies flash in unison. This confuses predators and reduces individual risk. Minnows will also attempt to feed on larger insects like the pond skaters. They launch themselves out of the water, lunging for one lingering on the surface. Nearby, mallards tip forward, their bills filtering tiny invertebrates and plant fragments. Each comb-like ridge, called a lamella, acts like a sieve, trapping nutritious particles as water drains back into the lake. Sharing the same waters, great crested grebes scan their surroundings before diving down to snatch small fish and insects. Beneath the surface, they propel themselves with paddle-like lobed feet, steering with sharp reactive turns to catch fast-moving prey such as the minnows. Despite this, these agile swimmers will not pass up a free meal on the surface, such as a drifting water beetle or dragonfly. Whilst the grebes catch their prey underwater, others hunt from above. The grey heron, with a wingspan of almost 2 meters, is one of the most recognizable characters in lakes across the UK. As it wades through the shallows, its S-shaped neck coils like a spring. Each step is slow and deliberate. Then, in a flash, it strikes, its long neck uncoiling with deadly precision. Fish, frogs, and invertebrates rarely escape. But the heron is more than a solitary hunter. Its presence reflects the health of an ecosystem. Clean water, stable edges, and abundant life. Some birds bring even more precision. This electric blue kingfisher patrols the dense lake margin vegetation. This repeated flight pattern outlines their territorial boundaries. The kingfisher will fly to an elevated perch to scan the water below. Once locked on, it dives in a streamlined shape, piercing the surface and seizing the fish in its sharp beak. Even mammals like this female roe deer are drawn to the lake margin. This soft clay bank can provide a top-up of essential minerals like sodium. She sniffs the ground and listens for signs of predators in the area. Her caution is understood when her fawn, dappled with youthful white spots, emerges from the wood. However, they must move fast to avoid encounters with lurking predators like foxes. Further down the shore, a muntjac deer weaves silently through a grassy clearing. Smaller than the roe, the muntjac has large scent glands beneath its eyes, used to communicate with others in the area. They leave messages on trees or shrubs, containing information about their health and breeding status. They will feed on small saplings or reed shoots, taking advantage of the abundance in the damp soils on the water's edge. Soaring above, red kites and buzzards monitor the scene below. These apex predators ride thermals, invisible columns of rising warm air, allowing them to glide for hours at a time. Feeding on small mammals, carrion and chicks, the raptors here maintain a natural pressure, keeping populations alert and controlling their numbers. As the days grow longer and warmer, the energy harvested at the lake margin fuels a different stage of life. Courtship rituals, mating, and the birth of the next generation ensure the survival of a species. Dragonflies, like this emperor, return to the shallows to oviposit, laying eggs in the aquatic vegetation. Emergent plants such as reeds and sedges create sheltered, sun-warmed waters that offer protection against predators. Weeks later, larvae called naiads will emerge, equipped with extendable jaws to ambush prey underwater. In spring, great crested grebes acquire a reddish-orange ruff around their necks prior to their elaborate courtship display. This head shaking is a preliminary ritual to the famous weed dance. In this dance, the couple will offer each other aquatic vegetation, showcasing their nest building proficiency. Through this complicated courtship process, the pair cement their bond before building a floating nest for their future chicks. This phase of life creates some of the most beautiful behaviors observed in the animal kingdom. It can be seen everywhere, from pairs of kites dancing in the sky to the roe deer mother nurturing her growing fawn. Unfortunately, this delicate ecosystem is under threat. Some people using lakes for leisure leave litter strewn across every habitat. This can cause serious injuries and potentially entangle the wildlife. Along with this, the government have repeatedly allowed water companies to discharge untreated sewage into our waterways, with over 3.5 million hours entering UK freshwater in 2024 alone. Sewage, as well as agricultural runoff, leads to algal blooms and eventually the suffocation of the aquatic species. With only 14% of rivers and lakes in England being in good ecological status, I urge you to join many others across the country taking action against these issues. You can make sure to leave no trace when you leave the lake, or write to your local MP demanding the enforcement of sustainable sewage management schemes. In the description below are some petitions you can sign in under a minute, helping to protect lakes for us and the beautiful array of wildlife for which this place is essential.